All right, so we got the various ranked battle and league changes announcement that happened just a few days ago. So the main thing for gameplay, they did two things here. They increased the amount of mana that you can have in bronze and novice and bronze. They actually decreased a little bit how much you could have in silver, and then they kept gold, diamond, and champ the same. But novice and bronze, I think, used to be capped out at like 30, so now they're going to be capped out at 40. That should allow you to get a lot more like 33, 31, 32, 39, and even 40 matches. But since they are making more of the games happen in the lower ranges at high mana, they did lower the chance that you'd be able to get a 99 mana battle. So 99 mana battles are going from 4% of the games to 2% of the games. And that's kind of a bummer because I think we all kind of like the 99 mana games. But in general, the game is trending towards higher mana matches. And it's nice to see Novice and Bronze is going to be up at 40 because with the new summoners coming out, they cost 6 with the free summoners from the Soulbound rewards costing 6. You know, you have the most fun probably in like 25 to 35 mana where you can actually play the cards that you're getting. My argument for the Soulbound cards not being able to run accounts all by themselves and have a good win percentage is that they can't field a very good team under 20 mana. They just can't. Not without some other cards in there to field. They're putting like 2 cards on the board, which isn't usually competitive. These changes, I think, in general, people will like. And then when we get to the league rating changes, you'll see that the big thing is they're not going to bounce us back as much as they used to. And this is really nice because just for like a player's, earnings, it's going to help, and I'll explain why. And just the amount of effort it's going to take you if you were always having a very, very frustrating start of the season to get back to where you normally play. Well, now you're not going to go back as far, which is really important. One nice thing is that after you get out of Novice and into Bronze 2, you should never go back into Novice for anybody who's starting in the beginning. I know getting bounced back down to Novice was probably pretty annoying if anybody was dealing with that. Hopefully there's not many players who had to deal with that problem. And then the big thing now, like let's say you make it to Bronze 1, when you get bounced back, you're going to be at 300 rating in Bronze 3. So you'll have a little bit of an easier time getting out. I mean, you used to get bounced to 300. Now you'll be down to 400. So you'll start at the bottom of Bronze 2. See? Sorry, I forgot to go over to this tab. But the big changes here are to Champion. So the reason why is because you still have to hit the 3,700 to get to Champion 3. And the other big thing is if you get to Champion 3, you're only going to bounce down to 3,100. And 3,100 puts you in Diamond 2. And the reason this is such a big change then to being put here is because I remember that multiple times in the past when I've been a Champion 3 player, and when I only made it to Champion 3 and I didn't get up into Champion 2 for a season, I would get bounced down to here. And I would lose my first match that day because when I'm first playing here, I'm playing with all champion players who got bounced down to Diamond 3, and I would get dropped into Gold 1. And then I'd be playing with still very, very, very good players who are in Gold, in Gold 1, but I'm at the very top of Gold 1 in rating. So if I lose to any of them, I'm losing 30 points, and I'm battling players much lower than me, and I'm only gaining 3 or 4, and I would get stuck in gold sometimes for a complete day. If things went really bad and I didn't want to burn through a lot of ECR, I would just be stuck here for a day, and it annoyed the crap out of me to have one daily chest be gold chests instead of diamonds because I lost a few games or had a bad day playing. And now that can't happen, theoretically, because you're gonna start here in Diamond 2 if you made it to Champion, and even if you lose some matches and lose some elo points, you have to go all the way through Diamond 3 before you'd be out of the Diamond ranks. And so that's a nice thing for the upper players. And I imagine it's kind of similar for the lower players. If you were making it into Gold 3, you probably are going to get dropped back to 1300, which is Silver 2. So that means you're never going to drop out of Silver. You're not going to end up back in Bronze. And the same thing, you know, for anybody who was just barely making it maybe to Silver 3 as a Bronze player, well, you're going to get knocked back now to 550, and you're going to be right in the middle. Or 400, you're going to be right here at Bronze 2, so you won't have to deal with like the Bronze 1 bots and stuff like that. So this is fun. The other thing they did is they lowered the amount of points it is to get into Champion 2 and to Champion 1. And I feel like this was a pretty good thing to do. The elo system is so difficult to go up in when you get to these ranks because you're constantly usually fighting players who are lower than you. You get stuck. We all kind of get stuck, and hardly anyone was making it into Champion 1. And I understand the idea that Champion 1 should only have the best players, but when literally you're talking about less than 10 people getting into Champion 1 a lot of seasons, that seemed a little aggressive. So now if I look at my account and where I'm currently fighting here, I have 4168, and I'm not even into Champion 2. Where if I go to the new board, 4168 would have me well into Champion 2 and almost into Champion 1. Not really almost, but like 150 rating points to it. And with, you know, what do we have? A day and a half left of the season. Could I push up this one into 4,300? It's possible. It's definitely possible, but before we weren't able to do it. Also now, one of the big disadvantages, I would say, to Champion players, and I know this might seem kind of silly to say to you guys, but the I'm only earning, you know, 60 to 70 of these chests per season. And if you play in Bronze and Silver and you're at the top of those leagues and you're able to play in the top league the whole season, you're probably earning more than me. I know if you're in the top league of your league, you know. Now maybe if you're only in, you know, if you're in the bottom league of that league, you're earning more than these. But basically we spend so much of the season fighting in Diamond that by the time we are in Champion, some of us, we don't earn too many chests. Now that we are going to have a full hopefully 3 to like full maybe day or two in Champion more, this number should go up more. So in general, the players at the top of the game are getting a pretty nice boost to rewards. And, you know, that's the basics of the changes. There isn't a lot of other things, but there is some more things that they talk about through here about just basically not letting you go back down into Novice again. So now let me get back to the chat.